Hello everyone, I'm Dr. Raminder Bakshi. I'm a cornea and refractive surgery specialist at Spectra Eye Care. Today I'll be talking about cornea and keratoconus. So what is cornea? It's the transparent outermost layer of the eye and it's spherical in shape. It's crystal clear and it has a power of around 42 to 44 diopters. Sometimes what happens in a disease called keratoconus, the cornea starts becoming thinner and steeper. And it's a progressive disease. The normal spherical shape of the cornea becomes like a cone in this disease. Like you can see in this model, this is a cornea with keratoconus. You can see the cornea is actually bulging out. And what happens? The function of the cornea is completely lost here. The reflection of light, whenever it falls on the cornea, the light rays get scattered and there's no one focal point formed on the retina. So as a result of which, the patient starts seeing double images, blurred images, shadows, and the cylindrical power constantly goes on increasing in such patients. And even with the glasses, they are not able to see precisely. The regular soft lenses stop working in this condition. So what does the patient do now? What are the treatment options available to us? So we have a variety of treatment options available at our center for the treatment of keratoconus. So starting with the basic treatment, that is arresting the progression of the disease. First, we need to arrest the progression of this disease, otherwise the disease goes on progressing, the cornea keeps on becoming thinner and steeper, and in the last stage of the disease, the patient may lose his vision completely and may even need to go in for a cornea replacement or a transplant. So we have a variety of options available, like I told you earlier. The first step in arresting the disease is doing a collagen cross-linking or a C3R procedure, in which we give ultraviolet A radiation in the presence of riboflavin eye drops to arrest the disease and make it freeze. The cornea becomes stronger and the disease stops progressing. So C3R is a very valuable treatment in arresting the disease and stopping the progression. It flattens the cornea, so to an extent the vision also improves by around 10 to 20% over a period of 3 to 6 months. Once we are sure that we have arrested the disease, now the next step is improving the vision of the patient. How do we do that? So again, we have a variety of options available for treatment. One such treatment is giving contact lenses to the patient. So we have RGP lenses, we have scleral contact lenses, we have Rosky lenses. These are special type of lenses because the normal soft contact lenses will not work in this condition. So you need something extra. So these specialized lenses are specially designed for patients who have these bulging, thinned out corneas so that they give very precise vision to the patient. If the patient does not want to wear lenses, then we have different options, more permanent options for the patient, like doing an intracorneal ring segment or INTAX. INTAX is a procedure in which we implant semicircular PMMA segments into the cornea at a depth of around 350 to 400 microns to flatten the cornea and make the cornea more regular and symmetrical. So once the cornea is regular and symmetrical, the vision of the patient improves. The cylindrical power reduces, the uncorrected vision and the best corrected vision both improve. The patient is able to see better even without glasses. And it's a permanent option. So unlike contact lenses where you have to put the lens in every day, take out the lens every day, putting rings in the cornea will be more of a permanent option for the patient. So another treatment option available for improving the vision in patients with keratoconus is implanting a permanent lens in the eye, which is called toric ICL. Here we implant the lens between the patient's iris and the own natural lens, and this is the lens that we implant. It's a very thin lens, like a permanent contact lens, which we are going to place in the eye so that the vision of the patient is permanently improved. So this is the position in which the lens is there. So we have spoken about the intracorneal rings, we have spoken about contact lenses, and we have spoken about the toric ICL. Now in the last stage of the disease, when nothing else works and the cornea is really thin and scarred, we don't have any other option but to go in for a cornea transplant. In cornea transplant also, we have different options available. The latest type of transplant is DALK, or deep anterior lamellar keratoplasty, in which we don't actually remove the entire cornea. We just remove the upper 90% layer of the cornea and replace it with a donor cornea of the same thickness. So the advantages of doing this type of surgery versus a regular transplant is there is hardly any chance of rejection in this type of transplant. And in keratoconus patients, it gives remarkably good results. So DALK is definitely the first choice for a surgeon who's well trained in the technique. So besides DALK, we can also do a full thickness transplant or a penetrating keratoplasty, in which we replace the entire cornea with a fresh cornea, full thickness cornea from the donor. So once the new cornea is placed, patient is able to see better, the visual quality improves, the shadows, the doubling of vision improves. However, after doing a full thickness transplant, one needs to be on eye drops for a long period of time. There are stitches which need to be removed after maybe a year or so, and a lot of post-operative care is required. Follow-ups are extremely important after doing a cornea transplant. The visual acuity and the success rate of a cornea transplant in keratoconus is extremely good. Almost 90% of the patients achieve a vision of 612 or 6/9 or even better. We have spoken about all the available options in keratoconus patients, like contact lenses, cross-linking, intracorneal rings, putting an ICL in the eye, and the final resort is doing a transplant in these patients. Thank you very much.